Welcome to the NC Spin After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. John Hood, what do you wish you had said on last week's show, but you didn't?
Tom, we were talking about the redistricting case and the fact that probably in late August, early September, there will be a verdict in the initial phase, the trial court phase of the latest redistricting litigation, which is plaintiffs, including Common Cause and the Democratic Party, saying that the maps drawn by Republicans for legislative seats is a partisan gerrymander in a way that is unconstitutional according to the state constitution. This is a matter that has not really ever been argued before, and that's why it's kind of hard for people to gauge, because there's not been a decision. There was a decision in an earlier case in 2002, the Stevenson v. Bartlett decision, where the Supreme Court did strike a legislative map down, but they did it because there was a specific provision related to districts, that you maintain county lines, that you keep them intact, that was in violation. This is a different argument that you've got broad language about free elections and so forth that could be interpreted to be a constitutional prohibition against gerrymandering. So, but whatever happens in that case, as I said on the show, I think some weeks after that become an avenue for potential legislative action on redistricting. There are a couple of different bills, at least, that'll be in the mix. I haven't gotten a lot of attention yet to specific details. Common Cause supports a bill that would create a independent redistricting commission. The bill that I'm involved in, the FAIR Act, is sort of based on the Iowa model, where legislative staff would draw it under some very strict criteria that are put in the Constitution, and there would be a commission, but its purpose would be to resolve disputes and hold public hearings. So one of these two, I think, will pass the House, and the question is what will happen in the Senate.
And the question I didn't get a chance to ask, but should have, was can all of this be done in time? We're supposed to have filings begin for legislative races in December of this year. So the clock is ticking. We got judicial decisions that have got to be made. Even if we have a bill passing the legislature, is there time to be able to set all of this stuff up?
No, because the bill, at least the FAIR Act, is a constitutional amendment. So the bill, there is a statute too that would set up process, but the bill would actually put an amendment on the ballot in March of 2020 to amend the Constitution to protect against gerrymandering. That obviously would not predate the filing for legislative seats. Now, what might predate for the 2020 cycle would be a Supreme Court decision in this partisan gerrymandering
North
case.
Carolina Supreme
But
Court.
for redistricting reformers, the focus is not so much changing the maps in 2020, it's changing the maps in 2022.
Yeah, but here's the problem. We went through this same dance in 2017. They said they didn't have time to redraw them in time for the 2018 elections. I mean, we just keep kicking this ball down the court, and in the meantime, people are saying, wait a minute, these aren't fair elections.
Well, the key thing is to change the process so that when the census is done in 2020, when the new General Assembly comes in 2021, whether that's a Democratic legislature or a Republican, they do not have a free hand, do not have a lack of standards. I think the clear thing to do is to any entity drawing maps should not have very much freedom. They should be bound up with very clear standards.
I think you could get a lot of people raising flags on that one.
Agreed.
Thanks for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.